Hey guys, I'm Steph.
And I'm Richard. Question from our Twitter, Kevin Cifuentes asked us, could you ever do a video on the music industries? Anyway, you guys are awesome. Music industries, I assume he's talking about the K-pop music industry.
I would assume, because I doubt that they're talking about the trot music industry.
I think it's really difficult to get to the bottom of what's going on in the K-pop industry in a 10-minute video. We hung out with Megan last night. Megan's kind of in the Korean entertainment industry at this point. She does multiple TV shows, I think. Right?
Yeah.
She's on 2. She was talking about 2 different TV shows last night, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And how they like have these crazy schedules that they require her to... Is that a helicopter?
It's a helicopter.
You guys hear that?
They're playing war games right now.
So she's on 2 TV shows, and they have these crazy schedules that she wants her to be at the set and 24 hours straight before she can take a break or something like that. And they don't really feed her, or they feed her a little bit.
I've actually heard it also from Jessie Day. And actually I've read this on Korean drama blogs, that sometimes you have 12-hour long shoots where you don't really get breaks to eat, or you have to sleep wherever you can sleep for an hour or 2 and try to catch a little bit of sleep here and there. It's insane, you guys. It's intense.
We have a couple of friends that are both foreigners, but if they're telling us they have these really long set shoots or required schedule that they have to be there, imagine what, say, EXO's going through.
Well, I can even think of just the first season of Roommate. Like, even the first couple of episodes, you had the guy from EXO that was on the show. He would get maybe 4 hours of sleep a night, and then he'd be off to another shoot or off to a performance. Even when he would go home to sleep, it was at the roommate house where he was being filmed. The time that he had that was off camera and all to himself was very, very minimal.
I did a Google search right before shooting this. I typed in EXO 2014 scandal. Luhan didn't even come up. It was some other thing. Baekhyun is dating Taeyeon of Girls' Generation, and this is an outrage, or somebody's outraged about this. A week before that news story broke, some photos of him when he was 16 years old surfaced that he was underage drinking, and people were outraged about this. Is it really so bad that a boy wants to date a girl? Is that so terrible?
Whenever they sign up to be a K-pop star, they usually sign a 10 to 15 year contract, and those have very set stipulations on their relationships, what they can do. It controls their entire life. Part of that is dating relationships.
Yeah, but why would the fans be outraged by this?
Well, if you're a girl and you really like this guy in EXO and he's dating a girl, you're going to be very angry.
Really?
And upset. Some of them are! They have this like cute, approachable, anyone can date you but you're off limits image.
They don't have an approachable image. You're not allowed to approach them at all. You're not allowed to know their private lives at all.
Yes, but some people think that they can, that they do.
There's been a lot of issues recently in K-pop. Girls' Generation loses a member. EXO or EXO-M?
EXO-M? I think they lost 2 members.
Okay. Where is this going? I feel like Psy's Gangnam Style was literally the pinnacle of K-pop, and now K-pop is starting to slip. I'm wondering if that's the case.
I don't know if that's the case because we're talking about one company really here. We're really just talking about SM.
Okay.
SM is where all the issues are. That's where you have Sully. She was signed with SM. She's no longer in the spotlight. She's taking a break. That's where you have EXO. That's where you have Girls' Generation. Mind you, these are huge K-pop groups. All the problem right now is lying with SM. YG and all these other companies are still going strong.
I heard that when SM announced that Luhan wasn't going to be part of the group anymore, that within 5 minutes their stock prices dove $60 million. Is that true?
I was the one who told you that fact.
Yeah, but is that really what happened?
I don't know if it was quite 60 million, but they definitely lost tens of millions.
I'm like...
But
I don't know, who buys SM stock?
I was actually reading something on my phone that anytime there's some sort of like big scandal, that stock prices of K-pop music kind of plummets a little bit. Like there was a thing like last year with IU is some sort of photo that people thought was a little scandalous. Stocks plummeted. Somebody's dating somebody else, stocks plummet.
When do the stocks go up? If the stocks keep plummeting, they're gonna go down to 0 and that's gonna be it. Let me ask you guys, what do you think of SM working their artists this way? I mean, will you continue, if you're a K-pop fan, if you're an SM fan or a fan of the groups that SM has introduced, will you continue to support them if these sorts of things continue to happen or revelations keep popping up that this person wants to sue SM and this person wants to sue SM? How do you feel about that?
You still have people that you like in the industry that work for SM, and you don't want to draw your support away from SM because you're still helping to feed these people. You're still helping to give them work.
It's almost as if the way that you feel about an artist or the way that you like the music or the group or the song that they produce or the music video is illogical in that you can't even put your finger on why you like it. You just like it, and so you just go with it. You know, you like what you like. Like, you can't help, for example, who you fall in love with. You just fall in love with that person. You can't even pinpoint what it is that you like about them.
I don't know. I try to be a little bit more logical. But
right,
like,
but I mean, what's the logic behind supporting a company that doesn't treat their artists well, but yet you continue to like them? I feel like the answer is it's illogical why we like what we like.
Yeah, I think it's like almost a necessary evil. Like, if you like it, you have to support it even though you don't agree with the politics behind it.
Yeah, I hear that YG treats their employees better than SM. Is that true?
I don't know, because I don't work for either company, but I don't hear any scandals really coming out of YG the same way as I'm hearing out of SM.
And G-Dragon now has a girlfriend he's allowed to date versus some of the employees at SM are not.
Yeah, he's allowed to date, kind of. There's kind of some controversies going on there.
And on Instagram, G-Dragon recently posted a photo that said Molly, and it looked like he was talking about drugs, but he might not have been.
That doesn't bother me because I expect him to do that. You know, he's a music artist. You know, I come from the USA where music artists do all kinds of crazy things. So for me, it's no problem. What about you?
G-Dragon can do anything he wants. Why are the fans angry at Baekhyun dating Taeyeon from Girls' Generation? What is the point of getting upset about that?
But G-Dragon, he's got the wild boy image. And Taeyeon is the lead of Girls' Generation. So she's like the head of the girls group. So she's expected to be the image of the girls group.
Who expects that? The fans or the
company?
company?
The fans and the company. You know, she's got this good, clean girl image.
How long is she gonna be able to keep that? So these people sign when they're 16, say, and then they go on 5 years, 10 years, and they're 20. I mean, imagine you not being able to ever date, ever. Never, ever date. You never, ever allowed to date or kiss or do anything other than follow what your contract says. You're gonna get pretty sick of that after a while.
Yes, but see, people date, but they date in secret. They date quietly, and that is acceptable.
They can go against their contract as long as they do it quietly, then that's okay. And then when the scandal breaks, people are more outraged.
But is it against their contract? I don't know if it's against their contract because I haven't read their contract. Maybe their contract says that they're not allowed to have open relationships.
So they're allowed to date in their house and they're not allowed to go out to eat? I'm not even trying to give you a hard time. I'm just saying, like, holy crap, like when you really try to unravel what's going on, no wonder I side with the artists here. It's not that I'm not a K-pop fan or I am a K-pop fan or I like SM or I don't like SM. When you just try and look at all of it broadly, the artists are the ones here that are suffering.
No, it's true. I totally agree with you on this. I do side with the artists because, you know, as much work as they're putting in, how much money are they getting? A lot of companies, a lot of big groups like Kara, they still live in a dormitory, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, and so, you know, and they had a thing a couple of years ago where they weren't getting paid enough money. You know, they only get paid what the company pays them. They get a cut of that, and then if you're in a big group, they split it amongst all the members. So how much money are you actually making for all these performances?
Well, and they're not really doing it for the money anyways. That's not why we go about our lives with people who are passionate about what they're passionate about. Do it for the happiness and the joy and the excitement of whatever their craft is. And the money, obviously you need money to survive, but that comes second, I think.
True, but I mean, it's an exhausting job. If you're working 12 hours a day, you gotta have some money into it.
Well, and if the company's making a lot of money, they ought to pay you well too, right?
Exactly. So that's it for today's Life in Korea.
Thanks so much for your question, Kevin. If you have a question for us, drop a note down below in the YouTube comments on our Facebook page, facebook.com/hallyuback, on Twitter @hallyuback, or in the comment section on our blog, hallyuback.com. Oh, and we're doing daily vlogs. Link below. I'll put an annotation up on the screen all around Korea. Check those out and let us know what you think.
And like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe, you guys, for Asian drama and Life in Korea videos.
That's it for today's Life in Korea. Experience it! I don't want to be critical of K-pop anymore.
I know.
I don't. I actually think that it's great for Korea. So like,
it is.
I just like analyzing it.
It's like the #1 export. It's why people want to come. But yes, it is so fun to analyze. Ooh, I like being critical. Critical pedagogy.
Oh my